Hello everyone, that red comet here, but you can call me Yuta if you want to. And today we're gonna make a quick reaction video to a video called How to Fix Every Character in Tekken 8 Season 3, made by BoogardMG. It's a pretty big content creator, I think most of you are already familiar with him. We're not gonna watch the whole thing because this is 1 hour long, it goes through the whole cast. We're just gonna watch the section where he talks about Dragunov, and we're gonna react to his thoughts about Dragunov and his nerfs for Season 3. Let's see what he
Dragunov
thinks.
is mostly okay. He feels decently fair to fight. There's just a few things we think we could tone down in the character to put him in a better
And by the way,
spot,
I'm gonna predict
really.
here that he is gonna talk about 1-2-1 in this video, because 1-2-1 is the only move that hasn't seen nerfs since the release of the game. Everything else has been nerfed. CD4 has been nerfed, Hatchet Kick was killed, Running 2 was nerfed, Down 2 was nerfed, Back 1+2 was nerfed, Back for 3 was nerfed. 1-2-1 is the only move that hasn't seen nerfs, and a lot of people are starting to complain about that move as well. So I think he's going to talk about 1-2-1.
I think his G-Clef 1-2-1 is way too strong. It's not just his. Every single character
talk
in the
about
game is going to get this
1-2-1.
nerfed on my wish list. Especially for a character like Dragunov, though, it complements his plus frame pressure so incredibly much. Having a 10 frame heat engager that he can confirm like this, insanely
it complements his pressure
so incredibly
too much.
Having a 10 frame heat engager that
it
complements his plus frame pressure so incredibly much. Having a 10 frame heat engager that he can
into
confirm
1-2-1,
like this,
you do that frame trap. Yeah, because Back 1+6 is +6, and you do,
having a 10 frame heat.
You try to hit confirm 1-2-1. I can't say I've ever seen a Dragunov player doing that. I think it's pretty common knowledge that if you block Back 1+2 or Running 2, you should block. If you want to press a button, you should do a down jab. Down jab is a high crush, it's gonna evade 1-2-1. Or you could do a parry, or a sabaki. I don't think that that's a real thing. I never seen a Dragunov player doing that. Certainly I don't do that. And the thing is that you go from +4 or +6 if you use Back 1+2 to -9, because the second hit 1-2 is -9. And it's such an obvious frame trap, I think no one is gonna press there. So you go from +6 to -9, which is not really amazing. The only situation where you might want to do that is if you have heat, maybe. Maybe that's the only situation where I think it could make sense, because but you don't stop at the second hit, of course. You do the whole thing, and then you eat dash, and at least you get +5. But under normal circumstances, I can't really see myself doing Back 1+2 or Running 2 into 1-2-1. You would be much better off doing down for 1-4, which is also uninterruptible, but it's also a mid, so you can't down jab. So I don't know, I just think that saying that 1-2-1 complements too well with his pressure, I think that's a little bit of a stretch. And also, are 10 frame counter strings really that problematic in the game right now? I mean, I would argue that Demon Paws are way more problematic right now, considering they are 14 frames, they hit from across the screen, they are heat engagers, they are +5 on block if you heat dash, and if they connect, you get a full combo for 1,000,000 damage. And they also complement very well with electrics, with these crazy highs that can launch you either on regular hit or on counter hit, like in the case of Brian, for example. I think Brian also counts. His Requiem is slower than a regular Demon Paw, but still he has Cannonball Straight, which is +5 on block and launches on counter hit. So you have these crazy highs, electrics, Cannonball Straight, that will force you to duck a little bit, and then they can mix you up with a mid that not only is a heat engager, but if they have heat, they can launch you for 1,000,000 damage. I don't know, I just think that Demon Paws are a little bit more problematic. But alright, let's keep going.
Engager that he can confirm like this. Insanely good move. Even though his is actually one of the most balanced ones, being -14 if you finish the string.
Yes,
some of them are
Lars
actually
is
-12. All I would like to see changed on his G-Clef and all the other G-Clefs is you should become punishable if you just do the second hit. So it should be more about making a read, hard calling out when you know your opponent's going to press, and doing the entire string. Not just throwing out the first two and just staying safe and waiting to confirm the third hit. Him and every other character should be more like -10 if you just throw out the first two.
I think that would kill the move. I think you would be much better off doing 4-3 into Back for 3 at that point.
So it'd still be good. A lot of people wouldn't punish this because they'd be afraid of the final hit. So you'd still be able to get away with it. But it means if your opponent is hard reading that you're just throwing out the second.
That wouldn't happen because 1-2-1 jails. 1-2-1 is a jailing string. Even if you mash, you can't be hit in between the hits. So no, that wouldn't happen. You don't have to be afraid of the last hit because the whole thing jails. So no, I think that would be a massive
over and
nerf.
over, waiting to confirm something. They should be able to punish you for this. Again, he'd still have a 10-frame heat engager panic tool, which would be amazing. 12-frame heat engager is
yes,
way too
it would
strong,
still be
considering
okay because it's 10 frames, but yeah, the move would be significantly weaker. And if you have to risk getting punished, most situations you would be better off doing for free into back for free.
Get a launch from it. I'd like to see
and,
that.
Like I said, I think Dragunov is already pretty balanced. I don't think he really needs that nerf. The other characters, sure, like Lars, make it more unsafe. Low remove the launch out of heat dash. I don't know why he's allowed to do that, but I think Dragunov is pretty fine. The second hit is -9. The last hit is -14. Is very linear. Also, Lars, if the second hit clips you, whether it clips you on regular hit or on counter hit, the last hit is guaranteed. That's not the case for Dragunov. So
frames slower, maybe like 14 frames or 13 frames, or let it stay, but just remove the launcher. You should just get a follow-up, no launch after he's dashing out of this. That'd be pretty fair.
I don't really care about that move.
One other thing that I would kind of...
You can do whatever you want.
After heat dashing out
I think
of this.
the good thing about that move could be that it's a good option if you are in heat. It's a good mix-up option with full crouch down for 1-4. But the reason why it's good, it's because if you heat dash, you can make the move safe. You can get rid of the launching property, but you already lost back for free. Back for free doesn't launch anymore, so if you remove while standing 1+2, I don't know, I think that would be a bit unfair.
Pretty fair. That's mostly it. One other thing that I would kind
of
like to see
I don't mind, personally, I don't mind if the move becomes a bit slower, like he said.
That'd be pretty fair.
That's
the launcher. You
frames
just get
or
a follow-up, no launch after heat dashing out of this.
That would be okay.
That'd be pretty fair. That's mostly it. One other thing that I would kind of like to see is a small nerf to full crouch down forward 1-4. This low feels super, super underrated right now. No one really talks about how strong this is, but it's a -13, super quick low.
And the reason why no one talks about this move is because it doesn't complement really well with his toolkit. Hatchet Kick used to complement way more with stuff like back 1+2 running 2. I force you to block, I force you to respect me, and then I'm gonna do my low to force you to duck a little bit. And full crouch down for 1-4 doesn't complement with those two moves, and actually turns Dragunov into a full crouch character, which he was never designed to be one. And I guess that was the reasoning. It's like his big low is locked behind stance, full crouch. And it doesn't complement well with his other tools, so I think that was the reasoning when they nerfed Hatchet Kick, because they pretty much kill switched Hatchet Kick. They made it so they made the reward so low, the risk so high that you're not gonna use that move. Only occasionally, but for the most part, you're not gonna bother with that move because you die. If your opponent blocks that move, you die, and most of the times you would be better off trying to set up full crouch down for 1-4.
It feels so strong.
The meta really changed with Dragunov.
That I think I would like to see this become maybe a little bit more unsafe, maybe like -14. So he has to think a little bit more about throwing it out against certain characters. That's very specific. Or maybe lose some of its plus frames.
Specific.
Maybe
I'm wondering who's going to benefit more from that. I'm wondering who's going to benefit more from...
Something small like that I would like to see. Besides that, that's mostly it. The only other thing is more of a universal change. His heat smash is so frustrating to deal with because as soon as you sidestep it, he keeps running in the other direction.
His heat smash
just becomes because his
heat smash is very frustrating.
In
a game where certain characters can wall splat you from the other side of the stage with their heat smashes. Dragunov is the most frustrating.
As soon as you sidestep it, he keeps running in the other direction, and it just becomes insanely hard to punish. Even pro players aren't punishing that after sidestepping.
Because it's hard to punish.
But that's more of a universal
but that's very easy
Not
to
too
fix.
Much on
that's very easy to fix. You just cancel the animation once you whiff the first hit. You should do that with every single heat smash. I think that's a big problem with heat smashes. I think that if you space incorrectly your heat smash, you should get punished for that. And right now, you just keep going, and it's so difficult to punish someone. Even when he spaces incorrectly his heat smash, you can't really punish. It's so risky, so risky.
He's in a pretty good spot.
But let's keep going. Oh, I think it's the video it's over, or this section is over.
Not too much on Dragon.
So that's it. I'm actually interested. We have a couple of minutes. I'm actually interested to see what he has to say about Jin, since he mains Jin.
But he's still way too strong. Obviously, the biggest dumb thing here is his heat smash. Just like everyone else, it should no longer wall spot in the next season. That alone would fix a huge
That's
issue
a little bit problematic.
Next, I think backboard 2-3
Thank
should
God
be toned
he addressed
down.
it.
This string is way too strong. Being a natural that tracks to his left, giving 32 damage, and giving plus 17.
I'm wondering if he's going to talk about Demon
It's also completely safe on block, is a counter hit launcher.
I would love for him to
and
tackle
goes into
Demon
stance
Paw.
at +2, allowing for some really cheesy setups like this. This needs to be nerfed. The plus frames on hit absolutely need to be nerfed. It should not be plus 17. Something more like plus 6 would be far more reasonable. And remove the plus frames on block. That's mainly it for Jin. I would like to see some of the homing on his electric reduced. I feel like it tracks too much, but that can honestly be said for 90% of the moves.
That could also be reduced.
And Zen 1+2, which is a -14 load that does 30 damage, shouldn't automatically take him into Wave Dash for another mix-up. Get this shit out of here. I also think Dive Kick needs to lose its plus on block properties. Giving Jin a tool like this is strong enough without it being super plus.
I mean, that would be good as well.
If you use it max distance, it can be up to +7 on block.
But I think Demon Paw is a little bit more
ridiculous.
problematic.
Jin does not need any of this.
Okay, that's it. He's not gonna talk about Demon Paw at all, which in my opinion is really a problem right now. This archetype of attack is really problematic right now. I think they should remove the launch on that. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Of course, like I said, we're not gonna watch the whole thing because it's way too long. It's 1 hour long. But what are my opinions on this video? Like I said, I don't agree with most of the nerfs. I don't agree on 1-1. I think 1-1 is already pretty balanced. Dragunov's 1-1 is pretty balanced because it's -14. The second hit is -9. If you do 1-2, even if you try to hit confirm that, you completely lose your turn. And it's not something like, for example, King down for 2-1, where he can mind game you with the second hit. He does the first hit, and then he's gonna mind game the second hit, and you are always afraid to press because the second hit is a launcher and he can delay that. Dragunov can't do that. 1-1 is a jailing string. You don't have to worry about any of that. The second hit is -9, so Dragunov completely loses his turn. It's very linear. You can step it both sides pretty much. And yeah, like I said, it's -14. I mean, it doesn't launch, right? Like Law, for example. Law should get nerfed. Then he talked about wall standing 1+2. Again, I don't really care. It's fine. Full crouch down for 1-4. I don't agree with the nerf. I mean, the guy that plays a character with a 14 frame wall standing launcher wants the move to be -14. I mean, at that point, just make it -15. But I don't agree. I think that the move it's fine. It doesn't complement well with this toolkit. You really have to go way out of your way to set up that move. You either manually crouch or you have to do stuff like back 2 or down 2. It's hard to set up and it doesn't complement well with this toolkit. So I think it's fine the way it is. And heat smashes, it's fine. I mean, they should change the way heat smashes work. and they should just cancel the animation once you whiff the first hit. That would fix a lot of the problems with this game and with heat smashes, and that would also fix Dragunov. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section, and of course about the nerfs for Dragunov. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and take care.